Hey y'all, this is Paul from Indianapolis again, back with another video. This feels like season 2. I had a 4-month stint last year where I did videos and then trickled out some shorts. Yet we're back at it again, and we'll just see how long this goes before life just hits again and things just happen. But it's good to be back, and I've enjoyed watching videos of others and just excited to get back into making videos and just sharing my collection and sharing content. I want to start off with 2 questions. Who was your vintage collecting inspiration, and what was their impact? For me, it was my Uncle Ross. He was cool, caring, and he introduced me to a whole new world through sports cards. And I enjoyed every moment I had with him. I wish I could have spent more time with him. I would visit him once a year when we went up to Baltimore, and we would go to his house, have dinner, sometimes a bushel of crabs with some good Old Bay seasoning, hitting with the mallets, cracking open the crab legs and the shell. And he would take me into his basement, and it was kind of like a man cave. Not completely, but kind of. We'd go down the stairs, there'd be wood wall paneling all around. And to the right, there was a pool table. To the left, there were sofas and a TV. And I can still visualize it. And there was a post, like a support post right in front of you as you walk down. And on that post was a framed puzzle of Johnny Unitas, who I think was one of his favorite players. And because of seeing that, because of my uncle, he became one of my favorite players. And on occasion, he would take me over into just a space where he had his sports cards, and he would show me. And I remember most 55s and 56s. Those are the 2 years that stood out the most to me of what he had. And I'm sure he had others, and I wanted every single card I saw. He had some great cards. I mean, I remember Ted Williams. I'm sure he had players like Hank Aaron, Jackie Robinson, Willie Mays. But he introduced me into a world that somehow just hooked and planted a seed and just grew over time to where vintage cards became more important and more meaningful to me than the contemporary cards that I was collecting. And even today, now vintage far outweighs any modern card I could ever get. And I just want to thank my Uncle Ross. And to be honest, just being with him was enough. Whether he introduced sports cards to me or not, just being with him was enough. He was that kind of guy. And yet I'm also thankful that he took the time and he was intentional with me. And he shared some of his sports cards with me, knowing I enjoyed collecting. So when I think back to those times, I'm just reminded of the joy I had as I walked down into his basement, just being in his presence, being around me. And in a minute, I'm going to show some of the sports cards that he gave me. And I'm also going to do a couple other videos on some other collectibles that he gave me as well and just shared and has given me over the years. So in a moment, I'm going to turn this around and just look at some cards and let them do the talking. Let me first show you a card of Johnny Unitas. It's the only card I have, but I need to add some more Johnny Unitas cards. I definitely want one. This is at the end of his career in 1972, and you can see the old sage in him, but I want to get some when he was younger with the crew cut. And yeah, just add a few of those cards to my collection. But I want to start off with a Johnny Unitas that was inspired by my uncle. In this next stack are some 55 Bowmans. And so he gave me a stack. And this first one right here is a Johnny Antonelli. And then a Mickey Vernon. Jim Greengrass. Royce Lent of the St. Louis Cardinals. Eddie Yost. Andy Semenuk. So Hymus, I don't know how to say his name. Steve Ridzik. And honestly, most of these players I don't know. I knew the first two, Antonelli and Vernon, but a lot of these guys I really don't know. But I'm just thankful to have their cards. Honestly, 55 Bowman at first was not a set that really excited me. I didn't think it was cool, but honestly, over time and over age, this has become one of my favorite sets. I think the TV set, as the color television TV was becoming more of a household item and more available to people, this just captured a moment in time in our history as a country and in the sport of baseball. So I've really come to appreciate and enjoy this set more and more. Next, there's some 55 tops. Carl Spooner from the Brooklyn Dodgers. Bob Miller, Detroit Tigers. Got a Hall of Famer here, Hal Newhouser, two-time MVP. I think this is his last card. This is at the end of his career. He was an MVP, AL MVP as a pitcher in 44 and 45 with the Detroit Tigers. I was about to say Lions. We got Herman Waymeyer, Wayne Terwilliger. Here's Harvey Haddix, 1959. He's part of baseball history. Pitched a 12-inning perfect game and lost it in the 13th. I love the color of these cards. I love the double image. Bill Trimmel, or Trammell. I like this Billy O'Dell here, an early Orioles card. I think second year Orioles card, 55. Gene Conley, pitcher for the Braves. He was 6'8", also a basketball player. Camilo Pascual. I probably said that wrong. Feel free to put in the comments correction there, but he was also a really solid pitcher for the Washington Nationals. And then Mel Parnell. I've heard his name before. I feel like I should know more about him, but just in the midst of baseball, just following it, I feel like I've heard his name before. Mel Parnell. And then this last card is the card that really captured me and the one I remember most and that registered the deepest and strongest for me and has influenced me to where 1956 Topps is my favorite set. And the one that I collect the most and just love the most. I love the look. I love the double image. I love the artistry. Yeah, I just love, this is a white back. This was a gift from my Uncle Ross, probably when I was 10 to 12 years old, all these cards I just showed you. And I just love this card. And this card, above all the others he gave me, stood out and grabbed me, and is why I collect 56 Topps the most. So thank you for sticking around, looking at the pictures, or looking at the cards here that I have. I'll be doing some more videos related to my Uncle Ross and my collection. Feel free to leave any comments of your first inspiration with vintage cards and the impact that person had on you. My Uncle Ross opened me up to a whole new world and introduced me into a whole new world, and that I'm thankful for. And before I wrap this video, I just want to give a shout out to my 17-year-old son who's been helping me with this, and he's been very gracious, and I just want to give a shout out to the tech guy behind the scenes you don't see. Thanks again for watching. Enjoy the stories related with cards in your collection. Hope you have a great day.